Hey guys, this is Erin. If this is your first time to our channel and you want to learn everything there is to know about living in Richmond, Virginia, hit that like button, click subscribe, and click that little bell so you're notified every time we release a new video. Never to disappoint is the Larkspur home, and Homearama for 2025 was no different. The Ardent. Again, I love that use of several different materials on the outside. You're seeing stone, brick, hardy plank. They used, it was more of a stucco material on the inside, which was a real interesting feature to see, particularly in a more, the East Coast in general is more colonial, but particularly the Mid-Atlantic. But for our area, that was a cool feature to see. I love these big sliders all the way through. I think I might have been walking back to that right away, but getting you a little bit of, yep, that was exactly where I was going. See, they just fold all the way in, very much like the Florida lanais. My favorite thing. I wish we had this in every single house. Hopefully these particular Homearama homes will put it on the builder trend that they're doing it in all homes around here. I love having that light move all the way through. Very usable space. Good idea for our particular area to have that so you can enjoy, because you can be outside so much. Oh, one of the builders was demonstrating to me the coolest thing, how you wouldn't necessarily have to have an electrician come out and do a bunch of things, that you could just pull up a particular section, slide your dimmers in there, and boop, it was controlling all the lights there. Beautiful pantries, floor to ceiling, glass cabinetry, so much storage, big old giant drawers. Pretty sure this was more of a green countertop, more of a jade sort thing. So it's cool to see all these different trends, lots of natural woods, lots of built-ins. I'm sure that this was a refrigerator, of course, because I can't stand trying to open everything up and figuring out what they are, because I want you to see it as well. Love all the drawers. Don't you love how they cut in? A great spot to put your cappuccino maker or have your little coffee bar. Even have an outlet out there so you can have a cute little cozy lamp. It's all about making things homey and approachable. And it was another refrigerator, because who needs just one? You need two. Dishwasher, also part of the cabinetry. Important thing to do. What do you guys think of the countertop option? Is it for you? Lots of arched doorways, like I told you with all the different houses. These were cute little things they were doing. Lots of glass. Is this a big thing you're noticing over by the cooktops? The hoods and some sort of shelf and some sort of extra space, but it's not just flush. They're using all of that space because it is a lot of wasted space that you usually see. This was funny. They made me think of little lady fingers. They made it into little cabinets. Beautiful butler's pantry. This was a nice one. I liked how the sink just melded right into there. They have the microwaves out here and another little baby dishwasher. Isn't it cute? Baby. Perfect place to entertain. All the different things. Let's see if I figured it out. Not quite. Back to the ladyfinger cabinets. Aren't they cute? Oh, don't you love this little feature? It was a digital calendar. Maybe I'm very so out of it. Great little office space back here, tucked right off of all the things you need to do. Perfect spot to plug in, charge all your stuff, do homework, take your bills. I know we can do everything online, but it's nice to have a place that it's off of your countertop. Built-in little nice spot here for a TV. Nice built-in cabinetry all the way through, cutouts. This was a cool thing. Noticing this in all of our bathrooms, you're seeing that marble go all the way up the ceiling. And this was off of that gorgeous, gorgeous screen and porch. Look at all those doors going all the way through. It's just glass, nothing but glass. Lots of beam, very natural, very nod to the Southwest, I thought. Very Mediterranean. This was a really pretty bathroom. We saw these a couple years ago and saw it in this one again, that it was a big shower area. You've got your tub right in there. It's your shower. Everything is there. Pretty tile all the way through, isn't it? Who doesn't need a froofy looking swan-like chandelier in their big shower? Potty closet or the WC. You're traveling abroad. Oh, gorgeous. Washer dryer right in your gorgeous walk-in closet. Really important, nice big island. Isn't it a pretty bathroom? I'm not sure what color. It's kind of a slate gray. I liked the shiny tiles. I saw more shiny tiles this year in the Homearamas rather than the very muted tones. Very modern staircase. This was interesting. See, very the stucco walls, very floaty sort staircase. Modern, but it has a very modern feel on the outside as well, so that makes sense. Little catwalk over top to look into the vaulted family room. And a cute little laundry room. 2 laundries, 1 for each floor. There you go. Well, how am I going to remember to get the clothes from the washer into the dryer? That's why you have all those cool things and features that you have to use on your phone now. And they'll even tumble it for yourself. You can be sitting going, doggone it, I've got 2 different dryers with the wet clothes all in there getting wrinkly. Got an app for that. That little thing looked like a, didn't it look like a Reese's Pieces cup? Wonderful closet space. You'll notice that they do not lack on these in these homes. They know what people want. Great Jack and Jill. Best use of space. Interesting tub. And more walk-in space. I don't think they had any black doors in this one. That was popular. But I love it in these particular homes, particularly in the price point that you're looking in. Many of these homes are, several of them were at least 1.4, 1.6, 1.7. You would expect not to see the metal shelving in the closets, and this one did not disappoint. Another sauna, very popular this year. Great loft area. Will there be dueling TVs, or have they positioned it just so that you won't have to worry about dueling TVs, one in the family room, run up there going at the same time? All right, the 4th house in Homearama will never disappoint because it is a Shell Brothers home. This is Bridgeport. This is the big, giant home. If you're looking for a basement, this is the one for you. Again, beautiful, love the porch out front, that you didn't have all those pesky guardrails running all the way across, just those beautiful solid beams. Beautiful door. Always notice they do beautiful things with the doors here at Homearama. Pretty tongue and groove ceiling coming in. Very impressive as you go in. They went away from the black doors like you were seeing in a lot of the other houses around here, and went just with the very high white doors around here. Neat vertical lines, very modern inside for the stairs that's going up. Gorgeous kitchen. It's big. Isn't it big? So many cabinets, so many cabinets, so many cabinets. Really pretty range hood you're seeing across there. That gorgeous, palatial, huge island there was definitely a favorite. This was another one that was the porch with the glass all the way through, and not doing a lot of separation on with grids or what have you, just keeping it really nice and light and bright. High ceilings. They did the tongue and groove out there, a little darker than I normally like. This was awesome that you could go out there and it takes you out into the deck, and this gives you just a little bit of a taste down into the downstairs patio area. We'll look more at that when I get down there in the basement. This one was a little bit more dark and broody as well. Isn't necessarily my favorite thing, but Shell never disappoints. They always do a good job with making use of the space. Oh, there's a gorgeous shot of that deck, and you can see a little bit down into the back. Beautiful cabinetry that's all integrated in the back. Gotta love a pretty bedroom down here. Great for people that need first floor bedrooms, for people that are visiting. Great office, nice walk-in area for sure. Then a great bathroom just right off of it. You know, I liked the use they did of things. They really did mix the different things together. Again, you're seeing a lot more floating vanities, gorgeous walk-in pantry. I loved all the glass they used. Great countertop space, lots of pull-out drawers like you'd see in any kind of upgraded custom cabinets, lots of glass doors. Beautiful touches. Makes you want to hang out in your pantry and actually keep it looking pretty. These were fun little haul trees. They were all separated, that each one had their own little drawer. Each one had their own little basket. Oh, here's the gorgeous basement. It is beautiful, everyone. This was a fan favorite of a lot of different people. Even though they did the walls really dark, it did not feel dark down there. And that had to do with the walkout and having the big giant windows all the way through. That is a great touch that a lot of builders do. I don't know if they're 8-foot ceilings down there, or if they're actually, if they are 9, whatever they did, they were good about bringing the ceiling up and giving the appearance of things being. I'm trying to gauge from some of these people. There's some taller guys walking around here. Cool integrated bar, wonderful bathroom right down there. Great suite for people that need to be all one store living, or even just for entertaining. This is a great spot here. I think it would be a shame to put someone down there and lose all this great family room, den space. Fun movie room. Made me think of anytime I go with a bunch of my ladies to the Outer Banks every spring. And we get this beautiful home that is like 2 blocks off of the ocean. It always has a great movie room. Sometimes we get around to watching movies, sometimes we don't. Don't you love this patio outside at the Bridgeport? They did such a great job with the stone accents for the pillars, doors, and several different entrances to go out there. It was absolutely beautiful. You can see that time of day that sunlight was really getting in there. Look at all this patio space. The built-in fireplace out there was beautiful. And I'll be able to give you kind of a great shot all the way up. Notice a lot of people were sitting out here because it was so pretty. Look at all the steps that go up there. Isn't that gorgeous on the back, how they did that with the black? I love the black gutters they're doing all there. Very charming, beautiful. Again, this wasn't my favorite one, wasn't necessarily my favorite in decor, but they did a great job of melding them together, and the outside fits with the inside. So you've got a good amount of light there on the back. You probably could lighten this up, and this would be more my style if it wasn't such a dark color. Again, to each their own. It was beautifully done, very stylish. More the oaky floor that was running through that. That might also have contributed to why it felt a little darker than what I naturally would go to. But look at all the light here. Soaring ceilings, gorgeous windows all the way through. This wasn't one that did the black. Did they do the black? I think they might have done the black on the outside and kept it white inside, which is a nice touch because it does keep things brighter and lighter inside. It's a good custom thing. Nice big giant bathroom here. Isn't this a great one? Now, isn't it interesting that you did the dark cabinet and the dark counter? There's my silly self again in my 80s gear. If you didn't watch any of my other videos, you'll have to go there and see why I'm dressed up like that. It was because girls won a Homearama, and I invited a bunch of different clients. I wanted to get their perspective. I wanted to treat everyone to these beautiful houses they could see. And so I made sure to dress up there and play. Girls just want to have fun on my phone and repeat over and over and over as I walk through. And everybody got their own little 80s bag, just like I'm holding in the pictures. Everybody got a scrunchie to put either in their hair or on the wrist, the little netted gloves there. Everybody got some, and two of the ladies actually brought their husbands along, and I was like, you guys don't have to wear the stupid stuff. And they're like, we're gonna do it. You'll see them in a couple of these shots, which was so nice of them to do. And then anyone that was interacting with me, I wanted to see what my clients were saying about the houses. You know, if they interacted, oh, this is right from the primary. Isn't this pretty? This is dropping right down, looking over the patio area from up in your own little private balcony off the patio. Pretty touch. And remember it from the outset that they did everything black, painted down. Very pretty. Wonderful, wonderful touch. Wouldn't you love this? Look at all the just glass across. This reminds me of the place that I actually took my family out in Lake Tahoe last summer. The way it's the glass across and had the covered balcony there. It's gorgeous. This is the Kardashian of closets for Homearama. All in black, having your center island with a bunch of cabinetry right there to keep all your jewelry and your pretty purses. Went with the gold accents all the way through. Lots of fun. Hey, if you ever want to know about what colors they used, either wallpaper or colors on the walls or the cabinets or what have you, reach out to me, comment give me a message in the comments below, and I will get all that information because I have all the inside knowledge. Oh, perfect. They put things in here even for your little hampers. I mean, of course you need that for sure. Nice primary bathroom. Notice this was a really pretty tub. I love the slipper tubs when they bring that in there. Vanity, very natural features, not overwhelming, cute little fixtures. Like that you have the vanity on both sides, so if somebody likes to put all their junk all over the place, they can do that. This floor, I like that it was darker. It almost gave the appearance of slate, or very well could have been slate. Kind of the wood tiles. What do you think? I know a lot of people like this. Lots of shower heads all over the place. This was a very usable bathroom. We're having a little bit of a traffic jam. Oh, look, we're getting real fancy. We got a bidet. Fun bedroom, fun decor. Noticing return of the lofts. You see all the lofts right up here, nice and big and open. I'll be curious to see if this continues to go on trend. This is very interesting with as modern and techy as things have gotten. Little nods back to things that were very exciting from years back. Great laundry room in this house. So many cabinets, the sinks, fun floors. I think a laundry room always deserves a fun floor. If you're gonna get wild and crazy, do it in your laundry room. I give you permission. Good use of space. You've got great storage space everywhere. Of course, you have that big old basement as well. Got a private bathroom and everything. Lots of fun with the tile. This is kind of a pretty one, kind of a Merlot. I don't know if I'd ever seen that before. Pretty stuff. All right, let's check out the second home at Homearama 2025, and this is the River City home. It's called the Grand Maplewood. You'll notice as you're looking at this, just like I did, this is a stark contrast from the Kiawah that was very light and bright on the outside. This is definitely a nod to more of the Pacific Northwest with the darker colors on the outside, very woodsy, very broody. I love this house, mostly the wraparound porch. It really does encompass the entire front of the house, and I love it. Beautiful foyer as you are coming into, and you're gonna notice a lot of curved doorways, which is actually very interesting to see again. Showcasing that obviously it is a nod towards what they're doing. Oh my God, This particular one, I love this closet that you have directly off of the foyer. They did a really fun wallpaper on the front, two-toned things with all the cabinets, and you'll see those arched doorways and the high ones everywhere. Again, another thing where you have the tall ceilings with the black doors. You're seeing a lot of that. You know, some of the colors in here, that's what's cool about these houses. It fit the outside of it though. A little dark, a little broody, the straight kind of IKEA line shelving, floating shelvings, and the nice little curved offsets. They did such a cool piece right here in the primary bathroom. It's always fun to see these, they do, and you see all the crazy little, see me in my 80s gear again. If you watch the other video, you'll know why I'm dressed like that, and it's just because I'm totally ridiculous. Okay, so as dark as the house is on the outside and the front, it definitely lightens up and brings you into the light, bright, and what have you with that two-story family room there that opens right into the kitchen. I really liked this kitchen. It is modern, sleek. I actually like that they went to the natural sort wood there. The pools are beautiful. You can see that's over there. I'm probably gonna go open it knowing me. The refrigerator, I love the color that they did on the other opposite cabinets there as well. Over here, gorgeous, gorgeous. This is probably my favorite part of the house, was that nook with the beamed and vaulted ceilings. Look at all the beautiful cabinetry they did here, the gorgeous pools. Lots of cabinets and shelving. You'll notice that the dishwasher is integrated in here too, because, you know, what did your mom always say when you go into stores? Stop touching things, right? Well, that's what's cool about these Homearamas, is you can go in and you can touch and you can feel integrated dishwasher that just melds right into your particular cabinetry. Again, I love the accent. Another cool hood that they did, the black windows. Like I said, I told you I was going to touch it. I knew it before I even did it. Beautiful, integrated right into the woods, and I love that two-tone that they did on the cabinets there. This was a terrific little butler's pantry. Notice they had the wine fridge. They did that rich kind of midnight blue. Beautiful shelving all there, lots of very functional. There's that gorgeous matching the front door, side door. That's very rich when you have the little side door. The waterfall countertops they did. Love this particular porch. A little darker than I normally would go, but again, this is in keeping, very much in keeping with the feeling of the house. You'll notice that I went out here and they kept things going very minimalistic on the railing, even going down there, just those angular lines. It's all mixing together and matching. Lots of great glass across the back. So even though it's dark and broody on the back to go with the outside of the house, it's light and bright on the inside. So it's a nice contrast. They did a great job with this, and of course had that great fire. Oh my God. I said we had already gone to my favorite place in the house. I told a fib. It's the little alcove that is underneath of the steps in this. In fact, we all had several pictures with my clients and I hiding under there. I would be under there all the time, into the beautiful primary that was on the first floor. See again, those like pretty domed and covered. Remember we saw the little deck outside right off of that screen porch. This is a little private deck that is right off of the floor to ceiling sliders that are black, by the way, right off of the primary. Very pretty vaulted ceilings. And again, you're seeing those curved lines, those curved doorways. I thought I was getting ready to walk into a doorway. Oh no, it's just a mirror. Me in my stupid 80s outfit again. I remember we were going with the theme, you know, girls just want to have fun. More black doors, nice high ones with the beautiful brushed handles and what have you. Again, this is a neat little a neat primary bathroom, more curved things where they set the tub in. I don't know what it is about this, and I dated myself here. If you guys remember the old Banana Republic, I just think about the one I used to go into at Tyson's Corner up in Northern Virginia when I was young, and this reminds me very much, that particular bathtub, the way it's set, is how it used to be decorated in Banana Republic. It used to be very kind of an African safari theme. Naturally, that is not what it is anymore. But it was fun and made me think of that for some reason. Great little private water closets in here. You're not noticing homes and toilets floating out right there for everyone to see. Great built-ins, adding the cabinetry. I love the touch of the black rods in there. Oh, and again, a washer and dryer right there in your primary. Several of my clients said it prevents you from having to do the walk of shame. If you need to throw some things in the laundry instead of traipsing all over the house trying to get things. Oh, beautiful, beautiful shower. I loved how they put things together with the light marble and the dark marble. This reminded me of you, Franny, hanging some eucalyptus from the shower head to steam. I know it was just a touch note. He was actually taking a shower, but I loved it. Beautiful stairs. I love it that it went to the very minimalistic, more modern aluminum spindles. Nice clean lines, pretty floors throughout. Notice they're going more towards that lighter ash. Then they had a great loft up here, all the curved and domed entrances and what have you. Yeah, see, it kind of goes from that dark broody to ooh, it pops things up, and this is what really redeems the houses by them doing. They were smart about doing that. Great loft area. They did some great touches to the walls there. And again, back to the black doors, you're seeing the kind of floor sort of ceiling. And again, another laundry room. So it's great that you have something on both floors. You have the one down off the primary, which was very popular this year, and I'm glad to see that. They've done that in a lot of custom homes throughout my career, and I love to see it reflected in the Homearama. Great bedroom, wonderful bathrooms, lots of things with bathrooms right off of them, and walk-in closets, perfect. You know, they had the cool like European futuristic toilets in here. Notice that same theme. Cool bathroom. Very on trend, very in keeping with things for the entire house. Nice light and bright bedroom in here, very pretty. Did some neat interior design sort things. Terrific walk-in closets. I love it when they were smart enough to keep the things going with the fronts and the sides of the house, that they keep those the windows running all the way through. I liked that touch. It was different. I hadn't necessarily seen that before. Usually you see the black windows and you don't see the encasing around there. I loved that they actually did that white trim around there. It was a pretty touch. Again, if you ever see something when you're looking through these videos and looking at the different things for the decor, and you're curious, hey, where did they get that wallpaper from? What is the paint color there? Ooh, where did they get certain ideas? Oh, here's some more of my clients. Hi, everyone. That was so fun. See, everybody's got their 80s stuff on. And whenever anyone would send me, I wanted to get interactive. Please get out there and do some things. Whenever they'd send me a picture and tell me about something they were doing fun in one of the houses and what they loved, they'd get either a button or an extra jelly bracelet. So there were some clear winners there. Oh, this particular one, the Grand Maplewood, they did have a golf simulator right there off of the loft, because what house is complete without a golf simulator? Those are what's so fun about these Homearama houses, is people really get able to dream and do all the things that maybe you would normally do. Great Jack and Jill bathroom. Notice that in this particular house, you're seeing a lot of the floating vanities in the bathrooms. This was a neat bedroom. Again, when dark, and you're seeing all those arch doorways going in. So just mixing those neat flavors and those different textures and what have you. This was a cool little walk-in closet. It had a great little cubby. Pardon, the light was really shining my eyes from the windows there. But they had a great little cubby hideaway that you could get to from either section. Of course, you know me, I can't help but just go into it. I can't leave anything well enough alone. I didn't have to duck, just so you know. I don't want to hear anything about it. I didn't have to duck. If I'd had heels on, it would have had to. Not much, but cool place. They did a little integrated desk back there, so great touches, great special things that you're seeing throughout this particular house. And stunning kitchen, neat porch on the outside, the golf simulator, lots of neat techie things that you're going throughout. So nice and light and bright in here, but then in a lot of the bedrooms, they kept with that darker theme that you saw in this particular floor plan. Let's talk about the Kiawah Homearama 2025's #1 home. This is by Kiel Custom Construction. This home, if I had to describe it in one word, would be approachable. And it makes sense because this is actually the most affordable home for the Homearama series for 2025. But when I say affordable, this is at right at the $1 million price point. However, this one is very approachable, as I said, but it does not overwhelm. From the outside, I am a sucker for, and some people don't like this, I'm a sucker for anytime they paint brick white, not every color. I am a little bit particular about what colors they do, but I do love a painted white exterior. I feel like it truly elevates. And then I love it when they mix the different kinds of materials into the exterior like they did here, and I like it when they change directions. You know, they had more of a board and batten hardy plank on the outside, then they also did things horizontally. The kitchen, I actually love the kitchen, though I would not necessarily be a big fan of going back to those kind of oaky or cherry, the island being dark and that particular top wasn't necessarily my favorite. However, I will say hats off to Kiel. I loved what they did with the white cabinet surrounding all the way through. I love the mudroom that they had over there. Beautiful hall tree painted in one of my favorite shades or general genre of colors, which is very much the sea pastels, very calming, great hall tree, beautiful, beautiful porch. I am a sucker for a screen porch. This particular one is that light and bright, beautiful wall-to-ceiling glass doors going in. And again, this is not an overwhelming house. This is a very approachable, livable, everyday what have. I always love it when they do the exposed beam details. I love the high doors that they had throughout, and they went ahead and painted those in an accent of black. Cool. Half bath that they did. I always love the different wallpapers that they're showing through. Did a cool black accent for the ceiling. Pretty foyer. Very nice traditional newel post, beautiful woodwork that they were doing down the side. But again, this home is definitely more traditional, if I were to call it anything. Oh, you'll notice several of my clients going through. You see the gloves and the scrunchies on there. It was so nice for everybody to key in. Pretty two-story foyer there. Nicely decorated in the bedrooms upstairs. Nothing was overwhelming by any stretch. Nice walk-in closets in all of them, and most of them had some sort of attached things. Oh, you see me in my 80s gear. Whoa! Looking in the mirror. I'm such a dork. Another great bedroom. And if you ever had any questions about, hey, what was the color or the wallpaper that they used in that particular Homearama, reach out to me, comment below. I have access to all the inside interior designers that each of the builders use. They don't necessarily advertise out there. The primary bathroom was very pretty. Would not necessarily been things that I normally would cover, that it almost has, like, I know it was a granite top, and the way they did the beadboard in the bottom was a little bit not my taste. However, nicely spaced, a very functional primary bathroom. I love it. This was a theme this year, and they definitely did this over at the Kiawah. They had the integrated saunas right here. Very European, very special. Again, great walk-in closet space. This is a very approachable, functional home. This would not overwhelm anyone that's living in. Oh, and it did have showstopper, okay. I love it that they did a washer and dryer directly off of the primary bedroom. Nice decor. Again, a great home for people that need to have something that is a livable, not overwhelming sort of home. The Kiawah, very appropriately named after the beautiful Kiawah Island down off of Charleston. This was another favorite of mine. The exterior of the house was my favorite. I love anything that gives kind of a European feel. The lead up into this, how they did the little hand, or the little small knee walls, the cute little swoop, metal roof, beautiful doors once again. Really pretty ceiling lines in this. Notice every single one of these Homearamas has a gorgeous downstairs bedroom or office. This was a broody kitchen. Went with more of the blonde woods. Now I feel like we're nodding back towards the 90s that we were seeing things, kind of the pickled woods. Actually, I think it's just more European and modern and sleek. Did you like that? Instead of having your water dispenser and your ice dispenser right in your refrigerator, you have it in an extra little wall. I think that's a nice touch. Because goodness knows every time you get it out in your refrigerator, it makes that stupid line. This is a gorgeous porch out here. They did a really nice job, and then it just flowed right into, this is probably one of my favorite besides the Bridgeport. This was one of my favorite outsides. They had the pizza oven. This was a backyard that didn't end. You had several tiered patios that they did a gorgeous thing. Did the integrated pizza oven in there. Pretty stamped concrete. Got a fire pit over here. California patio lights and a beautiful trellis. Check out this laundry room. Beautiful. And right off of the primary bedroom. This was a fan favorite on the wallpaper with the beam ceilings, and where they didn't have that information out there for what that actually was, I was able to get that information from my clients who fell in love with that, and we just closed on their new home over in another neighborhood just recently, and she's like, I love the wallpaper that was in the Larkspur, but I can't find where it is. And I found it for her. So if there's anything you see in here for colors or design or wallpapers and you want to know exactly where to get those things, like this wallpaper right here, reach out to me, put something down in the comment below, and I will be back in touch with you right away. This is a pretty bathroom, very approachable. Always love a slipper tub. Notice those the floating vanities that you're seeing all over. Putting them on both sides of a nice thing. Beautiful cabinetry built right into the little potty house. You got a beautiful thing for all your books and your potty, so you don't have to be just sitting there looking at your phone the entire time or reading your shampoo bottles for some of us that are old enough to do that. I love a cool little bathroom, the neat little whatever it is, almost like the Chicago cool sculpture out there. Butler pantries were the thing. Extra microwaves, extra things. Beautiful look down in here. Again, lots of little things you're seeing here with the domed doorways. Very much a nod to the early 2000s and also to other things that I see in other parts of the country, such as New Mexico. The lofts are back too. Interesting. They used a lot of dark countertops in here and dark vanities. Beautiful bedroom that's up here. Really easily could be another primary. So you have your primary downstairs, you have one in here. That is up at the top. That's not wallpaper. That is plaid tile. I know that was a favorite. And these are striped tile floors. Super cool. I love the daring that they took on this particular one. Isn't that neat? It was so fun. You can see me in my stupid 80s garb. All right, so then a little mauve, you know, this is the little girls' fun room sort thing, a little purple mauve sort thing, lots of little scalloped trims we're seeing in some stuff. There's a stripe. I just couldn't help but come back to this. It was just so cool. So the plaid is striped, and everybody needs a funny little bear like that. A lot of people talked about that as well. Isn't it pretty? Great Jack and Jill bathrooms. Nice to have that. Great way to get the most use out of your space, and you don't necessarily get, and that's a cool nursery they did. Very stately. Took the color all the way up. Notice how they're putting the black windows through here. Again, that has continued popular. Everybody said, oh, you know, a couple Homearamas ago, several years ago, they were like, oh, that's gonna go out. Still here, because it's just sleek. The trim work in this thing. Very nod to, if you're going to a lot of the houses here in the Virginia area, that very ornate trait, but it still kept it modern. So number 7 at Homearama is called the Laurel. Notice again, we're going towards that the pretty white on the front with the tall, skinny windows. So again, if you love traditional, this is going to be more of the house for you. They got wild and crazy up in this room. This actually reminds me of some older homes that you go into and go, maybe we want to neutralize this a little bit. This kitchen was phenomenal. And I'm not usually back towards the darker wood for the island, but I think they did a great job on this one. And I love where they placed the sink on this one. Also integrated the refrigerator so it just melds right into things. Isn't this sink gorgeous? Beautiful. So it gives you really that great space to use your entire island and not being taken up by a sink. Lots of gorgeous built-ins in this one. Again, you see where it's kind of more that nod to the traditional, more that the creamy cabinets there with those wood tones, but still that modern feature that they've done the black windows all the way through, all the way across. What I tell you, screen porches on every single one of these homes. That tells you something. And see how it is glass all the way around to keep that light really moving through. Very pretty. Traditional fireplace with the built-ins, with a little mix of modern there, that it's less ornate, very simple lines, but keeping those stone touches. Neat openings to things. Again, back to and it might have been just more of how they did things with the mudroom and how they decorated things, that it does have more of a traditional feel, doesn't it? Neat use of tile work there on the floor. Lots of little pegs across. Can't you see it? This house does remind me of if you go and you're looking for a home in the near West End, and a lot of those are older, and many of those have been very nicely updated. This new house reminds me of those, of how they've melded modern day living with a more traditional feel. Oh my God, this butler's pantry was to die for. See how they have all the recess to put all your cappuccino or your coffee maker back there? As I try to break the door. Pardon my operations there. Hopefully it's not broken. Send me the bill if it did. Lovely, cozy den. Just right. Very traditional there. A modern fixture. See, very ornate trim all the way through. Doesn't it have a more traditional, elevated feel? Beautiful primary. I love that they kept everything all white and bright, high ceilings, and a great sitting room over here with some built-in. Perfect. So you have your actual little area. You could watch things from the bed if you needed to, but you have your own little alcove to be over to, so it's not the main focal point. Ugh, the closets were to die for in this house. On both sides. Both sides. And the windows were set just right to keep that light moving through. Oh, this kitchen, oh my God, this bathroom was gorgeous. See, I forget all these houses. It's fun to do these walkthroughs again and really see. Beautiful, the ornate. This was a neat bathtub. I had never seen something that style before. Great laundry room. Right upstairs as well, so right in the mix of everything. Do you agree with me when I say that this is the traditional meets modern? Ah, nod to Richmond there with our artwork. That's the other thing. A lot of these homes, after they are done, they will offer them up for auctions. They have special days. If you want to know more details about that, please reach out to me in the comments and I'll get you all the information. If you see any decorating tile colors, colors they used on the cabinets, wallpaper that you're seeing that you're absolutely in love with, and you're like, where is this? I want to find out the information. Reach out to me. I have the go-to with all of the designers and the builders, and I can get you that exact information so you can do it in your house. Or I can even help you with building a similar house on a piece of land. They just did a really nice job with this particular house. You're always going to have me say wonderful things about this particular builder, Clay Street Builders. I love on the outside their choice of doing the copper gutters. Isn't that cool? This is another one that had a very Pacific Northwest feel to it, but they do some beautiful colonial homes as well, but always give a nice spin. They always have a good foyer so you don't feel all closed in. Into that kitchen. They do a great kitchen. You'll never be a lack for countertops. You'll never be a lack for cabinets. Good innovations, gorgeous sink. Isn't that pretty? Love the butler's pantry. They always do a great job with that as well. But they look nice when you stage them and then they get junked up. First floor bedrooms, you'll notice none of these homes, all of them 2 stories, none of them did not have at least one full bedroom or bathroom on the outside. Get to see all the new fireplace trends on different things. This was cool, wasn't it? A big floating marble piece up there to mount your TVs to. Big old screen porches. Notice every single one had a screen porch. What does this tell you? Oh, hey, this was so much fun. They were very clever with their use of this particular outside feature. I thought it was a hobbit hole to go into the next level of Middle Earth. Cool wallpaper. Oh, and the black toilet. The nod to to Scarface, right? Say hello to my little friend. Neat. See how they're doing like the light woods and the other ashy woods, taking it all the way through. So if you love wood tones, this is a great house for you. Beautiful primary, nicely used space. You see the black windows that run all the way through, but they did that white casing inside to keep things nice and light. Big giant water closet, beautiful slippered bathtub, vanities on both sides. And this was interesting, they did more of the waterfall feature on there like you see on a lot of the vanities. Very cool. Nice big giant shower. Notice the tub is not the focal point. It is the big walk-in shower. Now this is a closet. This is what all of us need. Even if you only put some clothes in a certain area, this is the kind of storage that you need for all the things you can actually have seasonal. What did I say? Everybody got smart. Let's put a laundry room right off of the primary because that's where it needs to be. Some more black doors. Really, really pretty features. This one had less use of a loft. So going back more to the traditional where the kind of holding things in a little bit more so it isn't all open up. A lot of times there's dueling TVs go on. A lot of people talk about that. This was a neat little room, great little cubbies. Notice lots of great storage space. Clay Street is terrific for that. I love this particular tiling that they did. Isn't that interesting that they did it on the outside of the tub too? Great Jack and Jill bathroom. I hope that's a feature that will never go away. It is timeless. All the little cute little cubbies, all the little cute cutouts. Everybody loves those. You never get too old to enjoy a good cutout. This one had a great third floor, nicely used space. Even did some built-ins. One of the cool little sauna tables without taking up too much room over in the primary. And then a beautiful bathroom right up there, the Kaia. Okay, we've got the third house at Homearama in 2025. This is the Villa Aurelia. Hands down, this was my favorite one. This was actually a fan favorite of all my clients that have gone in as well. I love the exterior, again, back to that painted brick, painted white though. You have to be very careful with that. The gorgeous fixtures on the outside. I love the door. Gorgeous, gorgeous foyer that you go into. You have the 2-story up the steps. You can see all the way up. And I love that you had this little alcove in between that was really kind of the receiving part of the parlor. You can see gorgeous, gorgeous touches there. I loved what the interior designer did up that wall with that particular accent there. You're gonna see going into this particular one why it was a favorite of mine and why it was a favorite of so many. I love, love, love this kitchen, this entire area. The colors, the accents that they did around what is the butler's pantry that's looking out. The veneer that they did on that back wall where the kitchen was, beautiful. And I love these windows. It makes me think of what you see in Florida when you go out to the lanai. They always have those big Florida ceiling glass doors that just disappear, and they have those windows all the way across there. This was one of the few that they didn't try to hide the refrigerator. They tucked it just right though. Very posh. Everything off of that beautiful island right there. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I love this family room. I love that chimenea very simple line that they did for the fireplace. It reminds me very much of when I went to New Mexico for a great trip with my brothers some years back. The neat Airbnb that we stayed at was gorgeous. Here's a cute little mudroom. Again, that nod to all the hall trees, the gorgeous coloring they did. Perfect little half bath right off of there. Just a really neat design. And then of course they had the laundry room there. I love the wallpaper they did in here. It was super fun, and they actually took it up into the ceiling. Of course you have your little steamer there. This is wonderful for doing that walk of shame that your that your window is up high, so nobody's gonna do that. Great integrated sink, the nicest sink I've ever seen in a laundry room before, not just one of those pedestal kind of plasticky ones. Beautiful use of space. Again, gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Into the pantry. God, I love this pantry so much. Look at all those neat skinny shelves they did for putting your pans and what have you. Love the checkered floor they did here. And this is your butler's pantry. That's what was looking out into the dining area. God, I love the color of these cabinets. How they did things there was just beautiful. Makes you think of an old, those like old antique secretaries you'd have in like the cute little drawers and what have you. And of course you have another dishwasher right here in your butler's pantry, perfect for when you're entertaining. Love the backsplash, cute little sink right in there, looks right in there. Me personally, and I don't know about anyone else, I'm gonna show you, there's another dishwasher right in there. So gorgeous, perfect for when you're entertaining a bunch of people. You can have dishes running in there, you can have dishes running in the kitchen. It's perfect. I love the little cutout, little gold copper ceiling, sink, and cute, beautiful backsplash, and I love looking over there. I would spend so much time in there just coming up with excuses to throw a party so that I could be back there and taking people's orders, like doing a little like wine tasting party. Gorgeous kitchen. I'm back again. You'll notice I'm going to spend a lot of time in this particular house in the videos because I just love everything about it. Hats off to you, Homesmith. You did a beautiful, beautiful job. This house to me is just, it hugs me. It actually different. It reminds me a lot of the coloring and the tone of I have for my personal house. It's very that coastal grandmother sort feel. Gorgeous porch. Again, sucker for a screen porch. You notice that those go all the way back. They did a beautiful, beautiful porch off of here. Nice little built-in chimney spot, and then they actually continued it very nicely and did a great built-in kitchen out back. They had a little pizza oven out there. Love the little corbels that they used in the back. Again, another shot of those. You'll notice I'm pointing at it again. Yes, we all know, Erin, that you love those windows. I hope you love them too. Beautiful, beautiful. I loved it that they took the brick skirt all the way through and kept with that white that was on the front, that they painted the skirt all the way through. It's the little things there. I love this house, inside and out. Gorgeous exterior. That little swoop that's in the front is so cute. Oh, the primary bedroom was also one of my favorites. As much as you're like, oh, I thought you liked all the muted tones, I do love a sharp, gold or some sort of yellow mixed with a navy and white. Very classy, beautiful, beautiful walk-in they did here. They did some great overhead lighting. Great spot to keep all your belts, your purses, what have you. Two sides to it too. They did a beautiful job. Didn't they do a nice job? I love it. You can see me again in my 80s wear. In keeping with my theme of girls just want to have fun. That was a cool little integrated thing they did here. Now, I wouldn't usually necessarily go for the oak colored doors. However, I loved it here. I loved this bathroom. See again, the arch that you were noticing before. I love that navy tile that they did all the way through. the beautiful gold fuchsia. Again, I'm not usually like a fan of oak, but they put this together so nicely. This was really pretty. I'm seeing that more and more in a lot of the kitchens, but I love it that they took that all the way through and ran that same tile all the way up the walls and behind the vanity. A very seamless, another sauna. I'm not a big sauna girl, but you're noticing quite a theme here, aren't you? And this one comes right off the shower. I love all this glass. This reminds me of traveling overseas, the European hotels that we were staying in. Particularly, there was one in particular that was in Lake Bled in Slovenia. It reminds me very much. It was like a holistic retreat. And the beautiful sleek lines that they used here, the gorgeous floor-to-ceiling things, and very natural tones altogether. Notice a lot of this woodwork that they are doing all the way through, oak doors. This was the first floor other bedroom that had a great bathroom right off of it as well. Awesome office, wonderful guest bedroom, did those really pretty cabinet color again. Tile was a little different in every single bathroom. That's the fun thing about the Homearama, is you get to have some fun and see some neat custom details that are going on right here. Beautiful, light, gorgeous, gorgeous. This was a fan favorite of a lot of our clients coming in. I was taking lots of pictures with them there, and a lot of them were spending a bunch of time just like me. Seeing all the pretty white light floors with the wide planks, the beautiful aluminum spindles rather than the white traditional, great, gorgeous. Loft up here, very functional, very usable with storage right off of it as well. Floors were gorgeous. I loved what they chose here. Everything about this was really cute, really nice. Great design in these bedrooms. You can notice they're all a really good size. All of them have walk-ins in them, which helps considerably. Oh, another favorite. I love this bedroom. And I know it's just decor. The little cutout alcove bed. I would also be hanging out here all the time. Now this reminds me of the hotel that my husband and I always stay at down in South Beach in Miami whenever we go to our company conference. We're getting ready to go back again. It's the Citizen M. This is how their beds are set. It's like those little alcoves that tuck you in there. Some people are like, that's too small, I love it. Hugs is just right. They did a really nice job. Every bathroom was a little different. Fun to see those different designs that they did. Lots of pretty tile work. Very simple, clean, lovely lines, all very much in keeping. Even a little alcove for the doggy. Beautiful, all together, lovely home. Good size house, but again, not overwhelming. Everybody did a really nice job with their different decor. I love it when we can pull any kind of navy in here, just a little accent. Light and bright though. Fun, did some stripes. More stripes up here using tile instead. Gorgeous. Don't you love the floors? That's a pretty house. Once again, if this is your first time to our channel and you want to learn everything there is to know about living in Richmond, Virginia, tap that like button, hit subscribe, and click that little bell so you're notified every time we release a new video. Thanks so much for watching, and always remember, leave everything better.